this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus NXT. This is from 4/20/2021. And I gotta say, boy, in terms of just sheer quality of what happens in that ring, it is hard to touch NXT or even approach NXT right now. And I'm including Impact on that list. I'm including AEW on that list. I'm including fucking Ring of Honor on the list. The quality of the ring work on NXT is absolutely fantastic. And they're letting guys like Kyle O'Reilly really make a star turn by cutting promos and doing different things. And the debut, has any woman ever had a better debut match? I mean, Zoe Stark looked phenomenal in there with Shirai. I mean, I know I'm gushing, and you know that I love AEW, but when NXT proudly proclaims that we've got the best women's division in wrestling, they are not wrong. I will say AEW's is the most improved, and I will say that I am very much looking forward to Hikaru Shida against Tay Conti, but they are not going to approach in terms of ring work what Shirai did with Zoe Stark. It was really a remarkable thing. Let's just get into it, right? We've got Vic Joseph, Wade Barrett, and Beth Phoenix. And let me say, by keeping their commentary team together, I think it's great. I think it's wonderful that they didn't switch things up. NXT just has that different vibe, right? They've got live people there along with some screen fans, and it works. It's just a much better. By the way, I need to point out the fact that they have changed the look of the setup in the Performance Center, and the people, when they come out, look like bigger stars. They've really found their groove at NXT, and I love the show, and I love that it's on Tuesdays, so I don't have to switch back and forth. I don't have to do all of that kind of stuff. Now I just have my AEW Dynamite alone on a Wednesday, and I love that. I think NXT is going to benefit. We already know AEW is benefiting. I just think it's a good thing all around. Alicia Taylor, who's doing a really good job as a ring announcer, by the way. Kyle O'Reilly comes out, cuts a very good promo. He's got time, reference to Karrion Kross. I love it. Cameron Grimes comes out, acts like an ass. They set up a match for later. Yes, one half of the show to promote the second half of the show, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but we also have stuff that's already set up. Shirai is there with her translator. Zoe Stark interrupts, all that kind of good stuff. We booked that match. Go out of your way to see it. You know, I don't say that very often with these things. Go out of your way to see that match. LA Knight against Dexter Loomis. LA Knight manages to win thanks to Hartwell distracting our man Loomis. So it's cool. LA Knight gets the thing. Loomis gets to advance this thing with Hartwell. The fans chanting "Kiss" when they get close to each other, but then the Way comes and pulls Hartwell off of the apron. I like that they're continuing this. NXT again. The angles, even the silly ones, are done much better than they are on Raw and even SmackDown most of the time. So Leon Ruff's backstage, cutting a promo on Isaiah Scott. He's done playing games, and it's up to Swerve to make a move. I don't think you want to ask for that kind of thing in a wrestling show, but so it goes. Io Shirai's backstage, preparing for a sit-down interview. I think this is a good way to sort of segue Io Shirai losing the title. And back from the break, and Beth Phoenix is sitting down with Io Shirai. They talk about her past and her history. And Io Shirai says it was her toughest challenge, and when the time is right, she's going to ask for a rematch. And Beth says, "What's next?" And she says, "Rest." She defended the title for almost 400 days, and her body needs time. I thought this was really good and not what I was expecting, and it felt very much like a real thing, like the kind of promo you would see or interview you would see with a boxer or an MMA fighter, which is a great look. And Shirai's talking more about overcoming the challenge of Gonzalez, and then out comes Frankie, this bitch with her Frankie Monet's Pomeranian dog. And it's ridiculous, and it's good. Tara Valkyrie's really getting to do some stuff and really getting put over as a heel, which I think is the right move. Breezengo against Grizzled Young Veterans. It's a good match, which you could say Fandango has some fun in the beginning, which is nice to see. NXT is definitely putting that spice in there. Unfortunately, their spice most of the time tends to run on the humorous, but I ain't mad at it. At the end of the day, we know Grizzled Young Veterans is going to win, and they most certainly do. Mackenzie Mitchell is backstage with Indy Hartwell, who's requested time, right? She goes to speak, but the way interrupts. And basically they make asses out of themselves, and they make it all about themselves. So we're delaying this hearing from Indy Hartwell about the romance thing, and I think it's smart. Saraya against Zoe Starks happens next. It's a great spot on the card. The match is fucking phenomenal. Just really great. I mean, I knew Zoe Stark had been steadily improving in the matches, but this thing was just exceptionally great. Really, really great. I just have nothing negative to say about it. I thought it was wonderful. Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez is back there. Gonzalez puts over Io Shirai as a great champion, which I think is smart. Still to come, Kushida's going to celebrate that title win that he got last week, and he's going to host an open challenge. Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell are walking backstage. LeRae tells her to stop being distracted by boys. Again, they're really finding a way to make Indy Hartwell a thing without having her wrestle, which is very clever and very smart. Dexter Loomis appears in the background, which is a nice touch. And then LeRae confronts the women's tag champs, Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, and wants the title. Talks some trash, but Indy isn't there to back her up. Indy has apparently ditched her for Loomis. The champs attack LeRae and beat her into a room and continue the beatdown. A funny moment for sure. The Cruiserweight Open Challenge, one half of the tag champs, Lorchan against Kushida. Another really good match. I mean, you're going to have a hard time following up that women's match. You just are. But Kushida wins with a really cool finisher, the hoverboard lock, they're calling it, and he taps out. So Kushida poses in the corner. The Legado del Fantasma music interrupts, and basically they attack Kushida from behind. They double team him, and then Escobar joins in, and boy, they're really whooping his ass. But then MSK makes the save, and now we have a six-man brawl breaking out. I like the setup. Mercedes Martinez talks about how she's going to take out Dakota Kai, and then she's coming for Gonzalez. Good meat and potatoes promo. Mercedes Martinez always delivers the goods in that way, and gives, I think, a certain depth to the card, and a sort of a gravitas to everything, which NXT needs more of. So I think that's really wonderful. Gargano's talking with Austin Theory. They're talking more about the thing with Bronson Reed. LeRae stumbles up, and she's all beaten up. Indy Hartwell walks up and asks what happened. They're going to get their title shot against Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart, but Candice is in a bad mood. Everrise versus Imperium. Holy guacamole. Everrise gives their game effort, but boy, Imperium really dominates this match, and it's good. They needed, frankly, a match that was shorter, and they got it. Then we set up Kyle O'Reilly against Cameron Grimes. Another really great showing, and Kyle O'Reilly looks every bit the star. Great facial expressions, looks really good. Lots of moments where he really shone, besides just doing a good match. But Kyle O'Reilly feels like a compelling wrestler that I want to see more out of. So Win all around, great fucking NXT show. It seems like every week I'm saying this is my favorite NXT show so far. And you know what? This is my favorite NXT show so far.